Morning. Alright, you guys, today I'm going to complete our self-love lecture, but I'm going to explain it in a different way. Okay? Let's talk self-love, you guys. I want to ask you guys a question. Okay? If you are working on your self-love, do you know what it's like to always be the one who is chosen? To always be the one whom, whenever you interact with someone, they know you're the one. They want to marry you. They want to be with you. This is the normal. Okay? This is the most common thing in the world. The feelings do not fade. They don't deteriorate. They just stay with you. Okay? And you'll know when you meet that type of person, because everyone sounds the same. They always want you. It never goes away. It never goes away. It never goes away. Why? Because you have to be that love for yourself in order to see it reflected in everyone. And it really doesn't matter which body you choose. Okay? Hang on one second, guys. Sorry for my puppy. Alright. It really doesn't matter which body you choose. Okay? It doesn't. Because at the end of the day, it's always going to be the same reflection. And that reflection is the reflection that shows you how much you love yourself. That's the constant. So the illusion of others and the way that they fade and their attention and all of that stuff is you. It's always you. It's never not you. Alright? This is why you want to work on your self-concept. This is why you want to love yourself. This is why you want to choose yourself. Because you want the other person, not you. You want the other person to feel what you feel about yourself. In order for that other person to show up exactly as you are being. So if you place another human being on a pedestal instead of beside you where they belong, then the treatment you get, the lack of attention you get, the lack of love that you get, the reason they choose other women or the reason they choose other men, the reason they even question why they cheat, everything. It's you. It's you not loving yourself. And so by law, in love is love reflected. By law, your reflection must show up as you are being. So to get on the right side of the equation, you have to bring the focus back in here. You have to love yourself with your whole heart. You have to be the one you would die for. When something disturbs your peace, you call it out. You have no problem voicing your needs, and you have no problem walking away. And it's not about not showing them love. It's about your teaching someone in every moment how to love you. So step one is you first. Okay? Mom taught me this as a 4-year-old child, and because of this, I've never been dumped. Never had my heart broken. I was conscious in every single one of my relationships. In fact, I got bored because everyone sounded the same. They all loved me the same. They all died for me. And I know I sound like I'm bragging, and I'm not. I sound like every other man or woman who does the same for themselves. This is what we sound like. This is what guarantees that the other human being who is doing you the immense favor of showing up as you are being, that person can only show up as you are being. Listen closely. So when you stop loving yourself first, you are starting with a deficit. That person then must play out why you are not chosen. Whether it's another woman, why they won't marry you, whether they cheat, whatever, I don't care. I don't care what the reason is. I don't care what the consequences are. The consequences are all the same for the same first cause. So you want a harmonious relationship. Step 1, you. Step 2 is the person beside you is being your reflection. The person beside you must show up as you are being. If you are not focusing on your happiness and your joy, that person can show up exactly as you are not being for your benefit, for you to see yourself. This is how the equation works. God is undivided. To have the type of love that cannot be broken, the kind that everybody dreams about, you start there. Okay? Remember the quote, God is a jealous God. Okay? That's not literal. That means I must detract from you because I have to pretend to be everything you think you are not in order for you to see yourself. That's the equation. So to have a harmonious union, you must know what you want. You must love yourself. You must be the one to die for. And then they show up as your being. Then they show up as you are being. Okay? That's the order of operations. It's always this way, so it doesn't matter when you notice, but it is always this way. That's why you have to fill your cup first. Then the overflow is more than enough for everyone else. And believe me, like still attracts like. So when those two beings meet, they have the potential to change the world. Beginning only by being happy themselves. Your self-concept is the most important part of the equation. Now, I will say this. My mom groomed me. She did. I didn't realize what she was doing at the time. I had no idea that she started real young. She was like, baby, your heart's never going to be broken. I didn't understand that. I had to become my mother to understand, right? I didn't know what she was doing. I'm a kid. But that tiny little action into my 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and, and so on and so on. And that tiny little action has protected me from every form of pain that can occur in a relationship. I've had to outrun people that want to marry me. Yeah, that's what's happened. Okay? So if your self-concept isn't that strong, then start there. The focus needs to be on you. Excuse me, guys. Go get some water, okay? Go get some water. Go get some water. All right. Focus needs to be on you. Then you are capable of seeing yourself in another human being. You must have this love that you are seeking cemented in you first. That's really important. That's the only way to recognize your quote-unquote twin flame. I'll explain. Your twin flame, or your, this other half that they're talking about, it is real, but it is you. Your job is to remember that it is you. And when you bridge the divide, and you have no division between the two bodies, you will be in the kingdom of heaven, where the two can never be apart. From there, their 3D bodies then serve as the God frequency that then covers the earth, because the earth is technically inside of us. I know, sounds a little wild, crazy, and everything, but you know what? These two people, then simply by being happy and at peace, emit a frequency that uplifts every human being on earth. It's not the first time it's happened. Everyone's heard of divine couples. But that person exists inside of you, and your job is to realize that they are you. That what you are seeing is simply another set of memories, another pattern set of memories that are all you. And when you have no division, because you're like, oh yeah, you're just past life me in another body, check you out, oh my God. And you recognize yourself, and you have that Princess of Kashi moment. Okay? You no longer need that person anymore, because you know you carry that person in your heart. And when that division is bridged, your relationship will be cemented. And then, here's the best part. You can say anything, do anything, be anything with one another, and never be rejected. Never get tired. Always be loved. Always be harmonious. And even when you argue, you love each other, and the argument ends in the best way possible, if you catch what I'm saying. But you have to be this for yourself so you can see it out there. That's why your self-concept is so important. That's why. That's it. All right, one more time. Pingu, come on. You were high maintenance, buddy. All right, so I apologize. Again, catch what I'm putting down. Because this guarantees that you'll be in the best relationship. You won't have to worry about him cheating or her cheating. You won't have to worry about whether or not they love you. Of course they love you, but they can only love you as far as you're loving yourself. So if your attention is on them first, you already started in the wrong side of the house. Because what you're doing is you're making your shadow your boss. Okay? And I'll explain this dynamic. It's the last thing I'm going to say. This is really deeply esoteric, if you guys think about it. If you make your shadow your boss, that means your subconscious is your boss, because your shadow is, your counterpart energy is your subconscious energy on display that you have not recognized as yourself. So if the shadow is your boss, it's the equivalent of what Einstein tried to tell you when he said that we have things backwards. Our subconscious is supposed to be our servant, not the boss. So when you start focusing out there first, you've done exactly what you're not supposed to do. It goes against the grain, which is why it feels so bad. You feel insecure, you feel unworthy, right? You feel all the things that you're not supposed to feel because you have gone too far into the dark and away from your own light. And when you can't feel your own light, the feelings of insecurity and all this stuff kick in. The design is automatic. It's flawless. It works with or without your knowledge. But what will make you step up to the plate? right? These feelings. We'll do anything to avoid these feelings. So if we make our subconscious the boss, you'll know it, because you'll feel bad. You'll feel insecure. You'll have fights. You'll worry about things. You'll question whether or not they love you. You'll have all kinds of things happen. And that's life. Because anyone who strays too far from their own love will suffer the consequences. Cause and effect. You must understand you are the cause for every effect in your life. All right. So when you are undivided, you first, then shadow. But you love the shadow equally as you would yourself, and you treat this being as if it is yourself, because it is. It's your subconscious on display. When you are that undivided, you will always have a harmonious union. So, you know the questions when you guys say, what if it goes bad, or what if they cheat, or all of those things are X'd out of the equation. Because God warned you from the beginning. Me first, and no outside idols. And so only an undivided being can understand that the universe on display is their own reflection. And the only way we can see that is by falling in love with another human being. Well, it's not the only way, but it certainly is a shortcut. Bridge the divide in your couple. See yourself in this being. Be undivided and know you carry this person in your spirit at all times. This person will then feel the pull. It's inevitable, and all of you have been on the receiving end. You are simply turning the mirror back on its axis. So I'm going to end my self-love series with self-concept is everything. It will protect you from now on. It will give you strength. And you will find a way to be at peace no matter what, without any need. And you will give yourself the love that you are seeking. So that when your reflection shows up exactly as you are, you will recognize it and you will appreciate it. But if you want to be chosen, you gotta choose yourself first. Alright, you guys. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday. I hope this hit home. I'm speaking from the heart. I love you.